What's up, everybody? It's Manny. We got some good fights this weekend, so I'm gonna give you my picks and my predictions. My predictions are usually on, but fuck, if they're off, don't be hitting me up saying you lost money and shit like that. So, all right, let's get into it. See, we got UFC 239, Jones versus Santos. This fight card is packed, so I'm gonna start with the main event. Jon Jones, greatest fighter in MMA history. You know, arguably, it's pretty like in the MMA community, it's pretty well known. He's a GOAT. You know, greatest fighter. You see his resume, the fighters he's beat, the champions he's beat, and that he's going up against Thiago Santos, 21-6. I've seen Thiago Santos fight, you know, just a handful of times. He's a dangerous fighter. He's an athletic fighter. Big knockout power. He has a dope, hammer on his chest. Thor hammer on his chest. You know, it's a pretty aggressive tattoo. You know, he looks like a big guy. He knocks a lot of guys out. I believe he's Brazilian. So he's a tough fighter, you know, super tough fighter. And he's going in fighting Jon Jones. You know, Jon Jones has been champion, you know, basically since like 2012. He's been champion basically. He hasn't lost a fight. He's destroyed basically everyone he's fought. The only time he's had trouble in a fight was with Alexander Gustafsson, and he still destroyed Gustafsson. So in this fight, I'm going with Jon Jones by submission. I think he's gonna sub Thiago Santos in the third round by a choke, by maybe a guillotine choke. No, not a guillotine. Some type of choke. Maybe guillotine. Earlier on in his career, he was fucking people up with chokes. Lyoto Machida, he choked him unconscious. Ryan Bader has a similar build to Thiago Santos, and Jon Jones took Bader down and choked him out in the first round. So I see this fight going similar to that. You know, Thiago Santos is obviously extremely tough, so he can go in there and land a big shot, but I doubt it, because we've seen Jon Jones fight heavy hitters, you know, super heavy hitters. But who knows, maybe this could be the one. Maybe he could land a lucky punch, you know, and knock him out. You never know in MMA. Shit gets crazy in MMA. So, but if I'm betting on this fight, I think Jon Jones is going to win. But if you're going to bet and try to make some money, I'd put the money on Thiago Santos, because he is a big underdog. But Jon Jones more than likely going to win. You know, that's what I see. The co-main event, Amanda Nunez versus Holm. Amanda Nunez is known for knocking chicks the fuck out, just destroying chicks. And she's probably the greatest female fighter. She's probably the greatest female fighter that we've seen thus far. You know, she knocked out Ronda Rousey, just destroyed her. Knocked out Chris Cyborg, murked her. You know, she's been knocking people out left and right. Like, she's no joke, for real. You know, there's stories of her knocking dudes out in training. So, she's no joke. You know, she's fighting Holm. Holm's known for kicking Ronda Rousey's head into the next dimension. You know, and head kicking bitches, really. That's what she's known for. She's former champion. She also trains at Greg Jackson's gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with Jon Jones. So, you know, she's a great fighter as well. I see Amanda. Actually, you know, this fight is an interesting fight. This fight is a real interesting fight, because the things Holm brings to the table, she's super tall and lanky. You know, she throws a lot of kicks. She has great takedown defense. And she's also a world champion boxer and kickboxer. So this is actually a interesting fight. Yeah, this is an interesting fight. I don't really think Amanda Nunez is gonna knock out Holm. Holm has crazy footwork, crazy footwork, and she's tall. She uses her reach very well with her teep kicks and her question mark kicks. I think Amanda Nunez has to get this fight to the floor. There's a coyote who just walked by. A coyote just walked by. Damn. But they say if you see coyotes, it's good luck. So you got some good luck on the way. But I think for Amanda Nunez, she has to get this fight to the ground. Amanda Nunez is a black belt on the ground, black belt in judo, black belt in jiu-jitsu. She's a shorter fighter going into this fight. So I think the key for her is to get this fight to the ground. Holm is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, I believe. So, and the ground's her weak spot. So that's the key for her to win this fight. But betting, I'm gonna go with Holm. I think she's the underdog as well. So if you're gonna bet on this fight, I think Holm is a solid pick, solid lock. I see her head kicking Amanda Nunez and gaining that belt. Honestly, I think she's too tall, she's too strong, she's great takedown defense, great movement. She's gonna be forced to, if Amanda Nunez can't get her down and she's forced to strike with Holm, it's gonna be a short night it's gonna be a long night for Amanda Nunez. I feel like Amanda Nunez doesn't have her footwork isn't on the same level. Her footwork, her movement, she's really gonna have to come in and brawl with Holm, and Holm's just not gonna play that game. She's gonna be moving, throwing cheap kicks, throwing head kicks, moving, sticking and moving. You throwing her jab out there. So Holm's a solid pick. So now in the welterweight division, that's the division I fight in. I'm excited for this fight. Very excited for this fight. Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. So Jorge Masvidal, you guys may remember, from those old Kimbo Slice fights. He used to fight in those backyard fights, So much respect to Masvidal. He's actually one of my favorite fighters to watch. His footwork, his striking is beautiful, Very, very skilled fighter. But he's going in and fighting Ben Askren. Ben Askren's undefeated. Ben Askren, crazy high-level wrestler. Terrible haircut. Terrible haircut. Crazy high-level wrestler. Amazing ground game. Robbie Lawler literally picked him up, dumped him on his head. And, he kept coming. He has crazy heart. He's a champion, In wrestling, he was a champion. In fighting, he's a champion. So, in this fight, but here's the thing as well. This is an interesting matchup because, Masvidal, he used to train with Colby Covington. So he's seen high-level wrestling before, He knows he has great takedown defense and a great ground game as well. So this is an interesting fight. But I just feel like if Askren's able to get a hold of him, most fights do go to the ground at some point. I feel like Masvidal will not be able to handle the ground game and the ground pressure. But Masvidal does have very good footwork and movement. So and Askren, he's not the best striker. So and Masvidal, he just knocked out Darren Till, brutally knocked out Darren Till. So he's a problem for sure. This is an interesting fight, very interesting fight. Masvidal has a very good chance of winning this fight, extremely good chance of winning this fight. But I'm actually gonna go with Masvidal in this fight. At first I was gonna go with Askren, but I'm gonna go with Masvidal. If you're gonna bet, Masvidal is the underdog. So, but he's a very good bet. So if you're gonna bet on this fight, I would bet with Masvidal. You know, I see Askren, you know, probably getting the fight to the ground at some point, but I think Masvidal has what it takes to beat Askren. Honestly, you know, at first I think he has what it takes to beat him. He's a very good fighter and he's been grinding for a very long time. I'd love to see him go on a run and even get the title. You know. So yeah, those are my picks for UFC. What is it? UFC 239, Jones versus Santos. Those are my picks, and yeah. Going forward, you can expect videos from me every Wednesday. I'm gonna try to get at least 2 videos out a week, but for sure every Wednesday I will have a video out. Whether it's a vlog, whether it's fight talk, whatever it is, I'm gonna commit to putting out videos every Wednesday. So that's what you can expect from me. And thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me who do you think is gonna win these fights. Peace.